Hello everybody, today I'm working on my KPR. I had my battery go dead, just made it through the winter. This spring is right around the corner, and I guess that hard winter, cold days, freezing days was bad on my battery. Even though I had it on the charger, it was out in the cold and it did make it through. It's a flooded lead acid battery, FLA battery, so it's got water in it, and I'm sure it probably froze. But anyway, I'm changing my battery. This is the battery I'm going to, and I'll talk about the differences between this one and the one that's in there. But let's go ahead and get started and take this old one out. Doesn't take very long to get down to the battery. I have a couple of accessories on mine. I have this plug that I put my trickle charger on, my battery maintainer. I don't take my battery out in the wintertime, which I probably should do if I have a FLA battery, because they have a tendency to not do well in really cold weather. But anyway, I've already been into my battery, and the reason why is I'm going to show you here. I'm going to bring you down here where you can see a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to take the battery out of it. There's two 8mm bolts holding this bracket on. That's all there is to that. Now, as you can see, I have mine unplugged. The reason I did that was, first I was checking my battery, and the other thing was, when I got my bike, the ground cable wasn't long enough for me to be able to put the battery in this position and to make the ground cable come all the way over and connect it. So I had to put it in this way, which I would consider backwards, and I never did like that. So I lengthened, put a section on here to make it a little bit longer, and I brought it around and brought it to this side. I got an 8-AUG wire that I used for my ground cable. So now I'm going to be able to put my new battery in the correct way, this way. Now, there is a difference between these two batteries, of course, in size. This cap probably won't fit on this new gel series battery. It's a little bit bigger battery, not a lot, but it's big enough to where we won't be able to reuse this, and that'll be fine. It'll sit just fine down here on this metal frame. It'll have the inward frame and it'll have the outward frame holding it in as well, so it'll be just fine. But there is differences between these batteries. This one does have water in it, this one doesn't. These batteries are made to withstand colder temperatures, higher temperatures, vibration, heat. They're just a better, really all-around battery than the gel battery. So I went ahead and went with this. I could have got a FLA battery in the Mighty Max brand, which everybody seems to really like Mighty Max. But anyway, I'm going to show you something here. This right here is a battery energy gauge. I've had this thing forever, but I'm going to show you. I put this old battery on charge for like 24 hours to see if I could get it to come back. And I'm going to show you what the energy is in this battery after I've had it charging all that time. As you can see there, it's only got about 70% energy in it. So this battery was on its way out, and I don't want to take a chance on having a bad battery. So I'm going to show you what the voltage is on this one. This one has a 12.37 surface charge. Now, I'll show you my new AGM battery, or my new gel battery, I'm sorry. There is a difference between gel and AGM, by the way. This battery has a 12, let's see if you can see that, 12.73 standing surface charge. So this is a healthier battery. And we'll check the energy in this one as well. And I just took this out, I just got it delivered, so I just took it out of the box. I have not put it on the charger. This, what you see, is the way I got it delivered to me. And as you can see, it's a full 100% energy on it. So this is a good battery. Now I'm going to put this in without that tray, and I'm going to see if it'll fit. It's going to be kind of a snug fit, but man, look at that, it fits perfectly. So now I just have to put this on. And I'll put the link, the Amazon link to this battery, because that's where I bought it off of, was Amazon. And I believe that I paid, let's see, what did I pay? I think it was about $40, something like that. Don't want that too tight. I may have to put a washer in. It looks like it's going down pretty good. I was thinking maybe I might have to put a washer in between here so it won't squish the battery so much, but I think that's going to be fine. That battery's good and secure, it doesn't move, so perfect size for this bike. Now, I'll just take my positive side bolt out. Uh-oh, there it is. Okay, so I took my positive side bolt out, and I have an accessory USB charger up there I'm going to put on with this battery cable. And I usually like to put the positive on first, the negative on last, and it's just the opposite when I take them off. I like to take the negative off first and then the positive. Okay. There we go, that one's on. And I like the design of this nut and system on here, because sometimes some of those, if you guys ever change these motorcycle batteries, you have to fight that nut. It drops out on you, and you have a hard time lining it up and everything. This one seems like it goes right in. Let's see if I can get that in there. This would be easier if I could put some pressure in on it while I screw it, so I'm going to use a screwdriver. There we go. Okay, that's on there good and snug. There we go. Battery install is complete, nothing to it. Let's see how it'll start. Turn the key on. Fires right up. And it's showing 14 volts with it running, so that's a good charging system. Now I'm going to show you guys something. If you're ever having problems with the bike starting, like you hit the start button, turn the key on, hit the start button, and nothing's happening, well, you might do some quick diagnosis by just using a jumper on it. If you're familiar with your bike, this right here is a solenoid. It's your starter solenoid. And the way these solenoids work is your battery cable comes over to this side of the solenoid. The other side of the solenoid goes down to the positive side on your starter. So these two smaller wires are from your starter button. So when you go to start your bike, you turn your key on and you hit that starter button, it sends juice down here and it pulls the solenoid up to make contact, which sends juice from the battery over to this line, what goes down to the starter. As soon as you let up on it, it drops down and it breaks the contact between these two. So it only has direct contact to the starter when you hit the button. Now what if this goes bad? Well, if this goes bad, you're not going to get power down to your starter. So you could have a good battery but a bad solenoid. Well, how are you going to be able to tell? Well, there is checks you can do, but I'm going to show you something really quick that you can do. If you want to jump this solenoid to see if this solenoid is bad, all you have to do is get you a jumper. Now this wire is way too thin for this, but this is just a quick little check. And we'll put it from there to the positive side of the battery. And see, it'll start the bike up. Now, if your bike won't start using your starter button, but it does start doing this, that means your solenoid's bad. That's just a quick check. You can check it electrically if you have a meter, which is a better thing to do. But I'm just showing you that because I know some guys don't have meters available. So that's one thing you could do. Well, anyway, that's it. Pretty simple and easy battery install. The only change that I made was I turned my battery around from the way I had it before because I didn't like the terminals facing in. I like them facing out like this. So I did have to lengthen my ground cable in order to make it come around to this side of the battery. But this battery itself fits perfectly inside of the bike. I mean, it's good and snug. This is tight. It's not going to vibrate loose. It's in there really good. It's not going to move at all. So, and I think that's a good replacement for the battery that comes with the bike. Well, anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. Thanks.